This video is all about my experience participating in a journey called 75 Hard. Now, if you're familiar with the 75 Hard program, then that's awesome. I was completely unfamiliar with this up until about a year ago. And as the year was winding down, I'm talking about last year, of course. I was so immersed in creating content and into YouTube that I found every reason not to try this program. Now, I've heard lots of people who have done it. I'm friends with a lot of people who have done it, and I was definitely intrigued, but I simply wasn't ready to commit. So today I'm going to share what my experience was like. And yes, this is living in South Florida. But this is part of living in South Florida, right? I live in South Florida. This is something that I did in the video. I'll also point out and share different resources that I use to accomplish the goal. So I use different meal services, different gyms, and different trainers. So I am going to highlight them in this video. And again, I'm originally from New Jersey, but I've lived everywhere in South Florida. So if you ever are interested in knowing about which gym to go to anywhere in Broward or Palm Beach County, or which trainers or which facilities or which parks or anything like that, I am absolutely your guide to give you some guidance, because I've played sports my entire life at every park here in South Florida, in almost every league in South Florida, and certainly as I got older and started working out and those kind of things, I've been to most gyms, if not all gyms, here in Broward and Palm Beach County. So I'm a great resource. As you know, get ready. Here we go. Boom! Boom, we're live. My name is Chris Igoe Home Group, and this is Living in South Florida. We are a full-time, full-service real estate team that works together to accomplish your real estate goal, and we will do that at the highest level possible. I create content each week, twice a week, to educate, inform, and empower you to make the best decisions for yourself, for your family, and for your financial bottom line. Now, this video obviously is going to be a little bit different, but I do want to share my experience, my strength, and my hope as it relates to 75 Hard and the program that I did, why I did it, what it was like, and what I was like then and what I'm like now, 75 days later. So if you are interested in learning more about that, then please click the subscribe button, click the thumbs up if you like this content, and the more you engage, any questions that you have, any comments that you have, please leave them down below. The more engagement there is, the more this will be promoted by YouTube to reach out and connect and promote it in front of people just like you that are looking to live and max out South Florida living at its fullest. So that's what we always want to do. Now, all that being said, 75 days ago, and if I'm truthful, it's actually 86 days ago, I started my journey into 75 Hard. Now, previous to that, I had heard of it. I knew people who had done it, but I really wasn't fully aware of what the program was. I thought it was a weight loss program or a workout routine, and it is none of those things. At least for me, it was none of those things. It is, however, a mental toughness, a mental discipline program, and you will absolutely benefit from the program. I know I certainly did. So before I go into why I did it, I think it's important that you understand what the program is. Now, first and foremost, it was created by Andy Frisella. Anthony Frisella is a entrepreneur, and this is the program that he created. And it was really for himself to test himself and strengthen himself, empower himself, and go out there to achieve more. The program consists of this. It consists of 2 daily workouts a day of 45 minutes each. One of those workouts must be outside. Doesn't matter what the weather's like, it's irrelevant. So rain, sleet, sun, snow, hurricane, whatever it might be, no excuses. You must do one of those workouts outside. And if you fail to, or if you fail any of these items, if you don't do any of them, you must start over. So that's the first part of it, right? Second, you must adhere to a diet. He does not prescribe what diet to choose. You can choose any diet that you want as long as you are on one and you are rigorously accountable and honest um, for monitoring yourself, right? In addition to that, you have to take a shirtless selfie picture each day. Now, if you're a woman out there and thinking about doing it, obviously you you can wear a sports bra, but that is part of it, right? And that transformation for me was radical. It was incredible, and well, I'll go into some of my other things here in a minute. First, it's important that you understand what the program is. So you must read 10 pages of nonfiction every day. And then in addition to that, you also must abstain from alcohol. So zero alcohol on this program. And I think that about covers everything that's involved with 75 hard. Now there is an app that you can purchase. It is very inexpensive. I don't remember how much it cost. However, it was very important for me to have that app. I think it is a requirement. There is that buy-in of whatever it is, $5, $10. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But that was incredible. So it allowed me to be accountable and track everything I was doing on a daily basis. In fact, I will show you exactly what it looks like because today is my last day of 75 hard, but I have not completed all the things quite yet. So as you can see, first workout, second workout, take progress picture, 10 pages of reading, oh, that was the other thing I forgot. You got to drink 1 gallon of water each day, follow a diet, and no cheat meals or alcohol. So thus far, I'm about to, by the time I finish this SIFO water, I will have, I'll be able to click the box. But today is my 75th day. And I'm going to talk about what that was like, right? So before I do that, I think it's important to have some context as to why I was even interested in doing something like this. And for that, I've got to rewind the clock back to the end of August this summer, right? So this summer I went out and I've been looking forward to this trip all year. I am very blessed to have some incredibly good friends that I've known almost my entire life. These guys are brothers to me. They're like family. And each year over the last 5 or 6 years, each summer we go out and we do a guys trip. We go out to a national park, we go hiking, and we have an amazing time. And this particular year, we were even more psyched up about it because one of our old football coaches was going. So shout out to Coach Matheson. So we're fired up. We're ready to go. I've been waiting all year for this event, right? And the truth is, what I wasn't aware of, I had become so obsessed with my business and the pursuit of my business that I wasn't aware of how overwhelmed I had become in so many different facets of my life. And I also wasn't aware of how badly that overwhelm was impacting me on a day to day basis. So, long story short, I was stressed. I was very much looking forward to this. And if I'm being really honest, I was kind of miserable. To be very, very, very clear, I was not in a good place mentally. I was fatigued. I was drained. I was just really miserable. And so I go out to Zion. I'm out there in arguably one of the most beautiful areas of the country. It is gorgeous. We're staying at this incredible Airbnb with my best friends in the world, with some of the most scenic mountains, and the temperature is just incredible. The stars are so bright in the sky. There's crystal clarity just everywhere. It's fresh, it's clean, it's beautiful. And and then wherever you go, there you are. And so I found myself on these hikes, um, which I love disconnecting in nature. I love going out and communing with nature and connecting with my higher power or Mother Nature or whatever you want to call that. Um, but I was miserable. And the more I hiked, the more I tapped into that misery. And it wasn't fun. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't having a great time, and it was obvious. My friends could see it. wasn't myself. And I ended up leaving that trip early and I came home and I did some soul searching. And I knew that I needed to get back to basics. I knew I needed something to, um, to kind of shake things up a little bit. I needed a fresh start. And I didn't really know how to do that. So while there are many things, and it's funny, I say this often, when my blessings feel like burdens, I know there's something wrong with me. And at that point, all of my blessings, and I have lots of them, I am immeasurably blessed. Um, Everything just kind of felt terrible. So from there, what was I to do next, right? And I knew of this program. I wasn't ready to do it. I had every other excuse under the sun, but I committed. I decided that that was going to be the thing that got me started, right? Get back to basics, get back to some discipline, and certainly that would yield some good results. At least that's what I thought, and I was 1,000% right. So when I started the program, and you can look at up here, there will be my, or maybe it'll just take up the whole screen, is my first picture of my first attempt of 75 hard. And what's interesting to me is, I'm 46 years old. When I was 36, a lot of these things were a lot easier. I didn't have kids, I didn't have a family at that point. I did have a business and things were going great, but my metabolism was a lot faster. And although I can delude myself into thinking I was in great shape at the start of this, the truth is I wasn't. I did not like how I looked in the mirror. And I certainly didn't like how I felt when I looked in the mirror. So, so that was my baseline. I was basically miserable and I was completely unaware of the empty calories that I was adding to my diet every day, and that's eating some ice cream at night every night for me. At 46 years old, it takes a toll. So I went from being in reasonably good shape and looking reasonably good with my shirt off to not, and it was never more evident to me than when I started this program. So it's funny. My mind can tell me all kinds of things. Chris, you're 46. You're athletic. You're in better shape than most, and a host of other nonsense that I tell myself. But the truth is, I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like how I felt. And this program, I had heard so many good things about. I was just fired up and ready to start something fresh, start something new, start over, and get after it. And that's what I did. So every day I'm taking the pictures, every day I'm working out. The great thing about this program is you can choose your own workouts. Although one must be outside, you don't have to. This program is for anyone, irrespective of whatever shape you're in. So you can go out there and lift a ton of weights. You can go out there and go for a walk. You can ride a bike. You can do yoga. You can go swimming. You can do whatever it is that you want to do as long as you do it for 45 minutes. Now, these days, all of this stuff is really easy to track and monitor between my iWatch and my iPhone. Tracking how many calories I burned is very easy, and tracking exactly what I put in my mouth and fuel myself with is also very easy. If it wasn't easy, I probably wouldn't do it, to be honest. But I use my Fitness Pal, and and it was really easy to track everything that I ate. So my intent going in was to create a small caloric deficit each day, and I chose when I first started, again having no frame of reference and never really having dieted much in my life. Um, I just wanted to start with a small 200 calorie deficit each day, and that was it, right? So I had at it. I went after it. I went after it hard. Um, and I created that 200 calorie deficit. Within a few days, I realized that 200 calories for me is very easy. So I quickly upped that to 1,000 calories or more each day. And if I go back and average it, I would say I was probably around a 1,200 calorie deficit each day. And that was it. Drinking a ton of water, doing a lot of reading. Well, I've read at least 16 books throughout this process, but I got focused and intentional on self improvement, right? Or self development is the way it's described these days. So I'm listening to more podcasts. I'm listening to more audiobooks. I don't count them as the reading, because the reading must be reading a book, which is nonfiction. But I added to that, right? I typically do those things. I typically max out and push the envelope of whatever it is that I'm doing. So that's what I did. I read a lot. I did a lot of self development. I did a lot of soul searching. I made a lot of decisions that aligned with this new lifestyle. And anything that wasn't serving me in that process, and there were a lot of things that I needed to clean up on my side of the street, I did them. I had some tough conversations. I switched brokerages. I did a bunch of different things um, to ensure that I am the best version of myself and that I can go out there and serve and support everyone at the highest level possible. So, so that's what I did. And I started at 75 days, right? So I go, I'm excited. Got one of my friends who's doing it too. And, I'm rigorous about this, right? So I'm waking up super early. I'm getting my early workout in. I'm getting my reading in early. I'm starting to drink water early and often. Um, you are going to, if you're drinking a gallon of water each day, you better be sure that you've got a bathroom nearby at all times, because you're going to be peeing a lot. At least that's my experience. Um, and so anyway, that's what I did. I went out there. Most days I drank 2 gallons of water. One of the unintended benefits of drinking that much water is it would keep me full longer. So I ended up doing an intermittent fast throughout the program most days and for a long time. So my first meal was typically around 4 o'clock. My last meal was typically um, probably like around 7 at night. So 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. to 4 p.m. the next day was typically my fasting period. Some days weren't perfect. Some days it was earlier. Some days I ate more calories, although I never crossed the threshold of that 200 calorie commitment. But especially towards the end, as I really got um, lean, that became a lot harder. But I stayed rigorous, I stayed accountable, and that my first attempt into the program, I got um, 16 days in, and that 16th day, which was my last day of actually completing this consecutively, I went to bed. I had done all the things, and yet, in spite of that, I forgot to read. So when I woke up on day 17, my eyes opened. The first waking thought I had was, oh shit, you forgot to read. Now, Anthony Frisella, the guy who started this program, and you should definitely Google him, definitely check him out. He has a podcast called Hard AF. You can fill in you can figure out what AF means. But this guy's super rigorous, super. He's a high level entrepreneur, but he's very motivational and very intense. So I love that intensity. Um, but he talks about his inner bitch voice, and his inner bitch voice is the voice that tells him that he can make different concessions and not conform to the program of 75 hard. And that's exactly what happened to me. So when I woke up that next morning, I said to myself, you forgot to read, but what you can do, your workaround here, your solution here can be that you'll read, well, if it's 10 pages in each day, you'll read 20 pages today and that'll be fine. Well, I was in my mind, I'm saying, you know what? To make up for that error, I'll just do more. I'll read 50 pages. And then I realized that that is exactly what I will not do. That is exactly what why I need to do this program of rigorous discipline, and I must hold myself accountable so that I know that I've got personal integrity with myself. And these little micro commitments that you have throughout the course of the day that you continue to check the box for create tremendous momentum in your life and with yourself. So that's what happened. That's exactly what happened to me. But I had this moment. I forgot to read. I started to create my own solution. And then I caught myself and I did not listen to that. So I started over. Well, that was tough. 16 days into this new lifestyle, I didn't want to start over. I can promise you that. I did not want to start over, especially since I was competing, not competing, but I was participating in this challenge with another friend of mine who did not forget to read. So he is at, 18 days in while I'm at 16 days in, and then I mess up, I got to start over. But I did. I started over. And that first workout back, it happened to be a torrential rainstorm. So that next morning, when I woke up, I had the reading incident. I knew I was starting over, and it's pouring out. So I don't particularly want to go outside to work out in the rain. So I say to myself, okay, that's fine. I'll do my second workout later in the day, and that will be outside. But I will go inside. I will go to the gym at my clubhouse. I'll get it in there, and that'll be the first workout of the day. Well, that's what I did. I drive to the clubhouse. I get my workout in, and now, mind you, it's still torrential, just massive downpour of rain. And I thought I was doing something hardcore by going to the gym in the rain, but I set myself up for almost failing, right? So I go to the gym, I leave the car, I get drenched on my way into the gym. I get in there, I start working out. I get about 40 minutes into this workout, and then I realize it stopped raining. Now I've been working out hard. I push myself every time I work out. But I'm about 40 minutes, maybe it was a little bit less, but somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 minutes into this workout. And then I recognize that the driving rain has stopped. So what do? I don't really pay attention to my watch. I leave. I don't want to get drenched. So I get in the car, I go home, and I say to myself, self, what you're going to do is you're going to make up that 3 or 4 or 5 minutes in that next workout because that's what you can do and nobody will know. But I knew. So, um, so long story short, that workout didn't count, but that was my first day back into the second attempt. And already my inner bitch voice is telling me you can cheat the process. You can create your own rules. And I'm really thankful that I did not listen to that. And shout out to my friend Paul Batista, because when I called him to ask whether that technical um, uh, I was going to say technical mistake. It's not a technical mistake. I didn't do the work. And so what I was looking for him to say was, that's all right, Chris, you can make it up on the next workout. Fortunately, he is a hardcore. And fortunately, he didn't tell me that. He said, that's okay, Chris, you can start again tomorrow. And that's the last thing I ever wanted to hear. So I did not do that. Instead, I did another 45-minute workout. And then after that, another 45-minute workout. So I ended up doing about 120 minutes of exercise that day. And you know what? It made me better. And from there, I proceeded to put together 75 days, which is what today is. Now, again, I am not, as of the creation of this video, I'm not finished yet. I still have to drink this water, which actually you can participate in me checking the box. Here we go. So there's about a quarter of this water left of a quart, and I'm going to chug it right now. Boom. All right. So I can click the drink 1 gallon. And so now I've got two more things. I got to continue to follow a diet up till midnight, and I've got to not have any cheat meals or alcohol, which I'm not going to do. So essentially, I'm done. I got to wait out the clock, and then I can celebrate and have a party. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm looking forward to I'm actually looking forward to the completion of this, to know that I'm done. But I'm also even more looking forward to the next phase, because it turns out that this program is actually a full year program, and there are phases to it. So I was starting to feel a little bit depressed, which may sound funny, but I used to do a lot of races. I used to do iron distance races. I used to participate in a lot of endurance sports. And I forgot how bad I would feel when you complete that, whatever the training cycle is, whatever that race is, when you finally achieve the goal. I usually feel a void afterwards, not a void, or no, not a void, but a void. I usually feel a void um, after those races are complete. And I was starting to feel that exact same anxiety. Like, I don't want this to end, and I don't. And the good news is that it doesn't. It's a journey, right? And so there is another phase to this. But if there wasn't, I would just start the whole program over again and do that again, because I've yielded so many positive benefits from it. So let me talk about what that's like, right? When I look at my first picture, first of all, I was 230 pounds. I probably should have led with that. That is the heaviest I've ever been in my entire life. Um, Period. Now, I can delude myself and say that my body comp was different and this, that, and the other. But the truth is, I'm middle aged and I'm fat. And I didn't like looking or feeling that way. But the truth is, I also didn't even realize that I had become that way. I was in denial. Even looking in the mirror, I was just simply in denial. I didn't realize how I had lost sight of the disciplines that used to be just like clockwork, right? Um, so, so now the big reveal. So I started 75 days ago, or actually 75 plus 16. So what is that? Let's go 86 days ago. And if my math's off, then leave me a comment down below and say, Chris, you don't know how to add. You need a calculator. And also, if you're liking this content, then hit the thumbs up button too. And if you got a comment or question or want to know about 75 hard, then please leave a comment down below, and I'll be happy to answer whatever questions you have or point you in the right directions of any resources. But the big reveal. So I was 230. I was definitely bigger than I am right now. Today I weigh 203 pounds. When I started, I believe I was somewhere in the neighborhood of about 27% body fat. I don't have that accurate stat to actually point to. And the reason, the way I've tracked my progress is by using an in-body scan device. An in-body scan machine will run you stand on it. If you're here locally, they have it at NutriShop in West Boca, and it's free. They'll set you up with a profile. They'll sell you any supplement that you want, and they are very reasonably priced. But yeah, so I know what my metrics were when I've weighed that weight before, and and that was 27% body fat, right? So I'm assuming that was my baseline. It was certainly my weight. Today I did the in-body scan. I'm 203 pounds, and I am 6.9% body fat. Um, that is a remarkable transformation. I feel as if I have shed a skin. I feel and look like a new person. And honestly, I almost feel like I cheated because, to be very honest, it wasn't that hard once I accepted the disciplines of what I needed to do. And it's interesting. I talked about feeling overwhelmed by a lot of different things. In spite of adding all of these things into my schedule and the path narrowing and my time being monopolized by these new events, I ended up becoming way more efficient and way more effective in the time that I had left. So, whereas when I started, I was suboptimal, now I'm doing more things and I'm even more optimal. I've got more energy, I've got more vitality, I have more gratitude, grace, love, kindness, empathy. I've got more gears to be able to go out there and serve and support people at the highest level, starting with my wife, my kids, my employees, the people that I work with, and all the clients that we serve, buyers, sellers, whatever that is. Um, I'm out there and I'm kicking ass and taking names, and I feel like $1,000,000. But the truth is, I didn't feel like that 75 days ago. I might have looked that way. It might have seemed like that way from the outside looking in. But the truth is, as my friend Murph McCarthy says, I was hurting for certain. And today I don't feel that way. So if you are interested in learning more about 75 Hard, I'll have some links in the description. If you're interested in, or if you have any questions or anything like that, then feel free to reach out to me. Leave a comment down below, or just connect with me any way that you want. Call, text, DM, leave a comment down below, and I'll absolutely get back to you. But this is something that I think is so integral to our success, which is, or at least to my success, which is sometimes I got to slow down, I got to pause, I got to put the oxygen mask on myself, and and be the best version of myself. And I lost that discipline, and I found it through 75 Hard. So you can too, right? And it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter, what kind of shape you're in or any of those things. If you are committed, you will get it done, and your life will change. Your physical appearance, your mental appearance, your spiritual development, all of those things are going to increase, exponentially. I don't want to put a number on it because it's probably, I was going to say 10x, but it's probably way more than that. I feel like it's way more than that. So that's my story. That's 75 Hard. Now, what I will tell you is if you are in West Boynton, then you definitely want to check out the LA Fitness in West Boynton. I would go there every day. If you live in the canyons, then go to your clubhouse. I live in Canyon Trails. I would do a lot of workouts in the Canyon Trails clubhouse. We are blessed to have lots of walking paths all over the place. So I did a lot of walking up and down Lyons and within the community. I've got a Peloton bike at home, so I would do a lot of mileage on that. But what else is there? There's also Evolution Fitness in West Boca that you should absolutely go check out. They've got group boot camp classes that I would occasionally pop into. They are incredible. You'll burn, I don't know, 500, 700, 1,000 calories every class. They're that intense. What is it? At the Boynton YMCA. I would go there too. They've got these massive tires outside. I would go out there and flip those tires. So shout out to the Boynton YMCA. They also have a pool, Olympic-sized pool, multiple lanes that I would swim in. It's an incredible force multiplier. You get a lot of, I certainly get a lot out of swimming, and it's really low impact. There's also, oh man, what's the name of that place? There's a new fitness center that just opened up, F45 in West Boynton. It's basically across the street from my development. An incredible workout that you'll get there, incredible burn. Anatora Yoga, which is in Delray Beach. They have a hot yoga studio that I would go to. Incredible. Just so many different places that you can go out there and maximize your fitness and make it fun, right? I'll go play tennis, I'll ride bikes with the kids, I'll jump on the trampoline in the backyard, whatever it is. But I was intentional, I was committed, I was dedicated, and I got it in every day. So you can do it too. And if there's anything we can ever do to serve or support you, then you know where to find me. So go out there, happy Thanksgiving. And if there's ever anything that we can do to help you, you know where to find me.